What do Ripple, Putin, Trump, and Janet Yellen, the Treasury Secretary, all have in common? They all know that no matter what happens in this presidential election, the next 10 days, the system is going to reset. This is the most critical time in human history as a middle-class American to get your shit together. Please listen to what I'm saying. I'm about to show you multiple videos. Number one, Janet Yellen, well, she's talking about the US dollar and something weird happens. Number two is I'm going to show you a video once again of Trump 7 years ago saying we're going to be on an even playing field. I'm going to show you a video from Ripple's CEO, Brad Garlinghouse, that says no matter what, we are going through a reset. And on the back end of this, I'm going to show you a preview of the documentary XRP Unleashed that is going to shock and create a visceral response to the people. And it's going to absolutely shock the system. You will not believe what is happening behind the scenes. But the silver lining in this, there'll never be an opportunity like this again for the normal everyday person to invest in the new financial system for the next 100 years. Buckle up. We're going in. All right, check this out, guys. For the first thing I want you guys to watch, and I want you to comment down below. I'm not even going to say what happens. So the only couple thousand people watch this. That's it. I was watching this. So this is Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen delivers remarks to kick off the IMF World Bank fall annual meeting. They ask her about the US dollar and watch what happens.
Thank you, Colby Smith with the FT. You've described calls for widespread tariffs as deeply misguided, and the IMF today has warned that such policies will dent global growth. Can you elaborate more on the near-term economic impact of these policies and over a longer time horizon? How concerned are you about the potential impact of the dollar's status as the world's reserve currency?
How concerned are you about the impact of the dollar's world reserve currency and the seal for the Treasury falls? I believe in energy. I don't know about you guys. I'd love to hear your comment down below. So Jack the Rippler posts this here, and this is Brad Garlinghouse talking about the reset. No matter what happens presidentially, in a financial sense, I'm not talking about everything else. I'm talking about the financial system. It's going to reset.
No matter what happens in this next election, we will have a reset. We can debate the magnitude of that reset, and there's lots of disagreement about that. Obviously, Trump came out early and very aggressively in a pro-crypto and said he's the crypto president. Kamala and Team Harris have been more nuanced. This week, I think it was this week, they had some of the most constructive things they have said publicly. But look, I do think, Kamala Harris is from Silicon Valley. I think she has generally been pro-technology over the years. She has been relatively quiet on the topic, but I think no matter what happens, we're going to see a reset. We're going to see forward progress, and I'm certainly looking forward to that.
Okay, no matter what, guys, we're going to see a reset. We're talking about the financial system. Just in, President Putin says Russia is open to normalizing relationships with the United States under new administration. Okay, now this is what Brad Garlinghouse predicted was the probe into he didn't say they're going to. He said US is coming after Tether, and he said this was going to be the next black swan. Is it ironic that Ripple is launching its stablecoin? Is it ironic that that case has lasted 4 years? Guys, Ripple is going to be a juggernaut in the system. And I'm going to show you a documentary clip and preview on the back end of this that will shock the system when people see this. Now let's go back 7 years, and I want to remind you what Trump said. I've showed you guys this video probably 6 times. Listen to what he says 7 years ago.
We are working on that as we speak. We have conversations with various representatives of China. I believe that will all work out very well for everybody, China, Japan, the United States, and everybody in the region. As far as the currency devaluations, I've been complaining about that for a long time. And I believe that we will all eventually, and probably very much sooner than a lot of people understand or think, we will be all at a level playing field, because that's the only way it's fair. That's the only way that you can fairly compete in trade and other things. And we will be on that field, and we will all be working very hard to do great for our country.
Okay, you got to be on an even playing field. That's the whole narrative around tariffs, guys. He's going to put tariffs on them and say, bring your factories here. We need to be on an even playing field. Are you good at what you do? Not are you being politically bribed to do it. Okay. So now this is a very, very important documentary that is coming out on November 21st. You can find it at fruitionproductions.com or their Twitter page, fruitionproductions.com. I'm going to play this whole thing, guys. I have a small part in this documentary. It is a revolutionary documentary that is going to shock the system. So if you're an XRP holder or someone who is just dabbling into cryptocurrency or want to know what's actually happening with the financial system, you do not want to miss this documentary dropping on November 21st, 2024. Enjoy.
SEC is preparing to sue that crypto startup. The asset in question here is called XRP.
Jay Clayton drops this lawsuit on his last day in office, like mission accomplished.
We became convinced that this whole case was merely a show.
The SEC has become a rogue agency.
And our approach for the last several years have been just really a disaster.
Day one, I will fire Gary Gensler and appoint a new SEC chair.
We don't need more digital currency. We already have digital currency. It's called the US dollar.
The SEC came out and said Ether is also not a security.
We believe current offers and sales of Ether are not securities transactions.
I also have, some theories as to some of the non-legal things that the SEC was trying to do.
He was also being paid as a profit-sharing partner from his law firm, Simpson Thacher. That mission of the Enterprise Ethereum Alliance was fulfilled.
Inman has this unique personal financial interest. He could not be involved in certain matters because they benefited him financially.
These two individuals are working at crypto firms that made very big bets on Ethereum.
Jay Clayton, within a couple of months, goes to One River, who benefited from this decision. When you follow the money, it paints a very clear picture. China's financial elite working with the U.S. financial elite and the regulators of the U.S. financial system to front run the new global digital financial system.
Who wins? That's the question here. Who wins? Because I think that China wins.
Charles said the Chinese have been courting Vitalik hard.
All right, family. It's going to be a revolutionary documentary that is going to shock the system. So here we are. So I give you a lot of information. Now, a lot of it feels very scary, but I want you to take a deep breath. This is a wave of energy that has happened in humanity over and over and over again. In the Roman days, they got us drunk in the Colosseum and the Trojan horse came in. They got us drunk off the sports coliseums. They got us drunk off Beyonce. Got us drunk off Taylor Swift. They got us drunk off the P. Diddy. They got us drunk off all the Garth Brooks and all these things that get you to look this way as they switch the whole financial system this way. And there's a few of you that are awake to what is happening. And I woke up in 2020 at a big level. And what I started doing is I started investing in a very speculative asset called cryptocurrency. And I realized it's not as speculative as we think. It's speculative in the fact that there's no regulation. There's a lot of volatility. But I started to realize that there's true utility to a lot of these cryptos. And having the banking experience, going through CBA Executive Banking School and understand how banking systems work, I understood that the infrastructure is broken. It's archaic. It needs to change. And so I switched my brain from investing in cryptos to get rich quick to investing in fundamental long-term projects that I believe are going to change the financial system as we know it. And what I did was from 2020, as crypto profited, I realized this is unrealistic, these types of profits. And so as everybody was trying to get rich quick, I pulled from the top of the risk pyramid, I pulled profits, and I brought it down to the bottom of the risk pyramid, which is lower risk, low return, and protection. I use cash value life insurance. I took house money profits and I insured my money. I deepened my businesses to make cash flow 24 hours a day. As Warren Buffett says, if you can't make money while you sleep, you will work until you die. Number 2 is I started dabbling in precious metals like silver. I use Bitcoin as my gold. And number 4 now is number 3, I'm going to be moving into real estate. And on top of that, I put a Rockefeller waterfall system to protect my family from generation to generation. This is the greatest time in human history to get your shit together. What are you focused on right now? No matter who wins the presidential election, at a financial level, the reset is here. From a spiritual level, mental level, very different. But what I'm talking about is financial level. The middle class is getting wiped out, leverage source technology moving down to the working poor. And you think the wealth gap from 1971 to 2024 is big? You think the wealth gap from 2020 to 24 is big? Wait till you see the wealth gap that is about to happen. There's going to be trillionaires now. There's going to be billionaires now, more trillionaires. There's going to be more billionaires, and making $1 million is going to seem like nothing. When you see my video tomorrow, you're going to see this inflation is sticky, guys. And right now they are turning that printing machine back on, and they are lowering interest rates, and they're going to try to win this election. And guess what that does? It devalues your dollar over and over again. The US dollar is not going to collapse like that. It is transitioning into a new system. As Trump said, an even playing field, a bag of currencies. It's going to look very different. And I believe there'll never be an opportunity for us to actually invest in that new infrastructure of the financial system. So I'll get off my soapbox. I love you guys. I appreciate you. That documentary drops November 21st. I have a part in the documentary, which I'm very excited about and honored to be part of that. fruitionproductions.com. All of the premieres sold out, I believe, on the East West Coast. I'll be at Arizona premiere and LA premiere. I love you guys. Warriors, rise. Get your shit together. Let's go. If you need any support, first, my warning. That is not me DMing you. I'll never proactively DM you. I'll never ask about your crypto. I'll never get you to send me money for a trading platform. Those are scammers. That is not us. Don't send anybody money pretending to be me. That is not me. I put this on every video with the risk of messing up my video, but I'd rather protect you. What we do have for you in the description of this video on YouTube, or if you go to my social media platform and click the link, you'll see a needs assessment. What is that? I get hundreds of messages a day on how I insure my wealth and cash value life insurance. But it's more important is what do you need? That's why it's called the needs assessment. When you fill that out, my qualified team members will text you, call you, email you for a free consultation, completely pro bono, free. Okay, we don't get paid by the client. They'll sit down with you. They'll do retirement strategies. They'll take a look at where you're at. And it's more important, what do you need and what is your retirement strategy? Number 2 is if you'll see Coach JV Academy or my 120-day challenge. If you are struggling right now and you want to put blinders on and get your shit together, go through my 120-day challenge. It will change your life. I love you guys. I appreciate you. And I'll see you on the inside. Warriors, rise.